Following up on my NFL predictions, NFL MVP and Super Bowl favorites. Let's dive in. So as far as my MVPs, I said that it was going to be Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen, maybe even co-MVP. And honestly, right now, I kind of feel like they're both struggling. Lamar Jackson is just coming off injury, had a decent week coming back against the Dolphins, but it was against the Dolphins. But Lamar is the guy that has the skill set that could definitely get it. Not saying Josh Allen can't, but I feel like Josh Allen is a very emotional player. Like, you could see it in his face. Like, Lamar Jackson very well could just bounce back from adversity. But Josh Allen, you could tell he's like every time he has a bad play, and even analysts were saying he's overexerting himself, even though he had a big win against the Chiefs last week, which I did not expect. I still think it's kind of up in the air for who's really the MVP this year. And there's another guy that I didn't even mention that I feel like really could, because he's been consistent all year, is Jonathan Taylor of the upstart Indianapolis Colts. So let's see how that really pans out. And as far as Super Bowl predictions, I said it was looking like the Baltimore Ravens versus the Philadelphia Eagles. I think that was not that bad. I think Baltimore could bounce back. They definitely have the tools and the offense to do that. Their defense is kind of But Philly is just like a transformer right now. It's like a Megatron. Like, I don't know how you're going to destruct past that. Or just push through that, because I feel like they got to be still the favorites in the NFC, especially with the people they acquired at the trade deadline. They got Phillips, they got Jair Alexander, and they're looking good. Their offense is starting to click. So I think they could definitely be in there for the Super Bowl favorites. And I'm not as comfortable as putting in the AFC Baltimore right now. And the other teams looming was the Chiefs, Lions, and Bills. I think that they've all had decent seasons. KC is kind of struggling, but me being a Niner fan, I know that when it's playoff time, they turn it on. And Patrick Mahomes, you still got to fear him. He had a big loss last week against the Bills, but they could still do it. And I think that's one of the teams you have to fear in the AFC. And the Lions, I like how strong they are looking. They lost last week to the Vikings, but the Vikings have a decent defense. So I just wouldn't hang your hat on that too much. Everything else is looking good. Goff is always solid, and the go for it coaching by Dan Campbell, you could never count these guys out, and they're definitely going to be a playoff threat, possibly even Super Bowl. The Bills, I just don't know. Like, I was really thinking about them, and I was like, they're doing good. They stumbled, and they do good. But I really wanted them to just go through the regular season just dominating, because that's the one thing that they haven't done. But now it just makes me think that once they get in the playoffs, it's just going to be the same old song, and they're going to struggle in the playoffs and not get over the hump, because they're losing to teams they should beat. And it's just, Josh Allen is an incredible athlete, and he's a great quarterback, but he gets shy when the lights are on. And you can't do that, especially when you got to go head up through all this pressure. So I don't know. I don't know if my Super Bowl prediction is going to last, but I got to stick with it. So let's see how this pans out. As always, drop a like, leave me a comment. Do you think my predictions stay solid, or are they way off? Subscribe to the channel. It's the Sports Junkie. And remember, these are sports opinions. They are not facts. Never be afraid to voice your opinion. Until next time.